Hi friends, here I am. Some people asked me to do some videos in English with the same topics I am doing in my native language, Spanish. First of all, please forgive me, I am not native in English, but as I was raised bilingual, this is the English version of the video Dolor y Sufrimiento. Here, pain and suffering. We all know, or should know, that pain in life is inevitable. But suffering is a choice. Pain opens the shell of the ego and it serves us. But in a moment, it is enough. There comes a time when the pain has already done its part, and we must then decide what to do with that pain. Therefore, what we will take as a topic today is what we can do. Some tips so that pain doesn't become in suffering. Regardless of the reason for experiencing pain in our lives, it is a necessary process for emotional health, and on many occasions it occurs, is experienced, and is healed without a further complication. Time heals everything, our grandmothers said, and in the healthy person, that is what is accomplished. Whoever prolongs pain until it becomes suffering is not healthy. In my personal case, my friends, I am an only child and I lost my father when I was 35 and my mother more than 10 years ago. The pain didn't turn into suffering, although I continue to mourn their loss very often. They are present in me in another way, in my daily life, and in mental pics or photographies and on paper pics of their moments being healthy and alive. Another point, as other example of my life, I had a 12-year marriage that gave me my daughter and my son, whom I love. But the marriage was wrong, and yet the pain in that moment didn't turn into suffering. And I had many other companions, many other couples from that moment, and they are also links that were broken, and the pain didn't turn into suffering. So I know what I'm talking about. I repeat, pain must not become suffering at all. Absolutely nothing. I know that there are other occasions when the negative experience of loss or disappointment or illness overtakes us and suffering appears on the path of pain because we feel that we cannot control or live with that situation, and pain becomes something chronic called suffering. Suffering is sometimes necessary to shake us out of some cycle of personal development, but we must not allow suffering to take control. In the end, suffering is a choice, and it depends on ourselves if we stay installed in it or whether we live it and let it pass, giving it the opportunity to help us get rid of the emotions that we carry and allow it to show us what really hurt us. For example, the experience of losing a loved one in life or situations of having an addict in the family. Those are hard situations, very hard, where resilience seems to waver. Those are deep pains and difficult to express in words. Suffering is also the other side of our fears, our own fears. It's a kind of personal mirror, and we have to face it to transform it into strength, learning from it, and in due course until we thank it for the opportunity to see ourselves, to feel through that temporary pain, to connect with our interior, but nothing else. Never allow a pain to settle and stay. Do not let that happen. I have already spoken to you on other occasions that the ego, which is intimately connected with our deductive thinking, cannot distinguish between a situation and the interpretation or reaction to it. As a good communicator, I give you an example. We could say, "Oh gosh, what a horrible day," without realizing that the horrible thing is not in the cold, nor in the wind, nor in the rain, nor in whatever the climatic, the weather situation is. They, the cold, the rain, are what they are, only that. What is horrible is our reaction, our inner resistance, and the emotion created by that resistance. In my case, for example, I love the rain a lot, and I love walking in the rain, even if it doesn't allow me to play tennis, which is my daily sport passion. William Shakespeare said, remember this, "Nothing is good or bad, only what we think gives that quality." Furthermore, the ego is often mistaken in considering that suffering or negativity gives it pleasure because it is strengthened through them to a certain extent. For example, in addition to suffering, anger or resentment, they greatly strengthen the ego because they intensify the feeling of separation. It takes us away from the concept of oneness with the universe, emphasizes the alienation of others, and creates a seemingly impregnable fortress of apparent virtue. What does this mean, in other words? That we believe that others are to blame, and I am the victim. The others are the bad ones, and I am the good one. Isn't it something absolutely crazy and ridiculous? Think about what I'm saying for a moment. If you need to pause and repeat as many times as you need this video. Returning to the subject of suffering, or as I call it, chronic pain. If we could observe the physiological changes that occur in the body when we are possessed by those negative states, the adverse, the secondary effects they have on the functioning of the heart and the digestive and immune system, and a myriad of bodily functions, we would clearly see that these states are indeed pathological, and that they are forms of suffering and not forms or ways of pleasure. Especially in our defenses, our immune system, negative feelings wreak havoc, and we win all kinds of acute or chronic illnesses. We get colds, diarrhea, even cancer. Is it understood? The question would then be to combat not pain but suffering. What are you a slave of? From the injuries you received when you were a little child? From your childhood traumas? From what someone else decided you were? From a relationship that doesn't satisfy you nowadays? From a job that you don't enjoy and you hate every day? From the routine of your life, or always being at the same point without evolving in anything, or worse, falling behind in your goals and personal achievements, whether it is losing those kilograms, quitting smoking, or becoming a millionaire, I don't know, or finding the true love of your life. Free yourself, my friends. Throw away that backpack that you carry on your back, because in it you keep not only the suffering but also the resentment and guilt, and that also inevitably leads to inaction, no action, laziness as a lifestyle, and procrastinating all progress in your personal development. Stop blaming others, or stop blaming your past for what is not going well today in your life. Every day you have the opportunity to start over. Every day, every morning, when you open your eyes to a new day, you are born again. You receive another opportunity to change what you don't like and to improve your life from the very first minute of your day, of a new day. Every 3 weeks, your cells regenerate. Did you know? We could say that every 3 weeks, 21 days only, you are another body. Ask any doctor about that. If we see it that way, since science today proves it, if we understand that biologically we renew ourselves for 3 weeks, you will wake up and understand that responsibility, it is all yours, absolutely yours, because what is failing is your own mind and thought, and it is very easy to hack it. You can hack your mind. Your happiness also doesn't depend on your parents, your partner, your friends, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or your past or your future. It depends only on you, and especially on what you do right now. What is it that has you paralyzed? Fear of rejection, fear of success, failure. What will they say? The people. Criticism, making mistakes, staying alone. Break the chains that you have imposed on yourself, my friend. The only thing you should be afraid of is not being yourself. To let your life go by without doing what you want, to miss this opportunity to show yourself to others, to say what you think, to share what you have, to always reinvent yourself, and not to repeat known errors. You are part of life, and like everyone else, you can walk with your head held high. The mistakes of the past have already been forgotten, and they are in the past. Okay? And the mistakes of the future will be forgiven, or maybe they won't even exist because they are in the future, my friend. Realize that no one keeps a record of your faults, only yourself. Of course, if you are responsible and take control of your life, your behaviors, addictions, applying good values and clearly what you can improve without anyone help. That judge who reproach you, that executioner who punishes you, that bad friends who always criticizes you, is yourself. Now leave yourself alone. Now forgive yourself. Only you can do it. That's the point. You look like those medieval religious fanatics who flattered themselves with a whip on their back. The whip today is your mind, and life itself is your back. When are you going to show, for example, your love to your loved ones? When do you have a few minutes to live? When do they have a few minutes to live? The love that you don't show today will be lost forever. Remember that life is so short and so fragile that we don't have time to waste in grudges and stupid arguments. Today is the day to forgive the offenses of the past and to settle old quarrels or fights, even if they were simple arguments. Give yourself to those you love without expecting to change them. Accept them as they are and respect the most valuable gift they have received, their freedom, the free will that all religions speak of if you profess any religion. You should enjoy your relationships without doing dramas. If you want everyone to do what you want or be as you have decided, if you want to control those around you, you will fill your life with permanent and daily conflicts. Only the ego tells us that a person can change for us. It is the most unreal thing that exists because absolutely nobody changes for another, none for the help of another. Allow others to try to achieve what is best for everyone, so you can fill your life with harmony. Harmony is very important. So if we all don't like conflicts, why do we get involved in them? Ridiculous. I think there are many reasons, and not all of them can necessarily be bad. We can enter into a conflict in good faith, because we want to avoid harm to a loved one, and we give them our truth because we want to avoid greater evils in a special situation. But the issue is that many times, if it's not imposed or accepted our truth, we insist on winning the conflict, and we are already entering a struggle of egos. Then good faith was put aside, and we want to win the discussion. And we begin to raise our voice and our words and end up hurting our opponent, who is perhaps a loved one, a very loved one, and became an opponent during the discussion. We believe that our truth is the truth, and even if it is, do we ever analyze whether the other is in position to receive it? We analyze if the other is in the process or degree of understanding to listen, only listen, or if the other is in the same state of consciousness as ours, as yours. Even if you are right, you are not forcing something that person must discover alone, or alone on their path of evolution. Think on it. Many times I believed that with my truth and my good faith I would go far. But today I know that with this many times I heard in that egoic battle into what a good intention is transformed. I publicly apologize for this, especially to my son and my daughter. And finally, what are you waiting for to start enjoying your life, my friend? May all your problems be fixed. May all your traumas be removed. May someone finally recognize your worth. May the love of your life arrive. May he or the one who left come back. That everything turn out the way you wanted. That the economic crisis ends, the global economic crisis. That the COVID that currently plagues us goes away forever. That a miracle happened to you. That by magic everything is beautiful and perfect. Wake up, friend. Wake up. This is life, and welcome to reality. Life is not what happens when all your plans are fulfilled, nor what will happen when you have what you want so much. Life is what is happening right now, at this current moment. Your life at this moment is to see this bald man with a tattoo and a ring in this video, wherever you are doing it and with the circumstances that surround you now. My friends, at this time, your heart carries blood to all the cells in your body, and your lungs carry oxygen to where it is needed. At this moment, something much bigger than us, that we cannot understand, and some religions call it God, Buddha, or Jesus, Allah, or whatever. It keeps you alive and allows you to see, to think, to express yourself, to move, to love, even to cry if you want, or if you need. Please don't ever get used to life. Don't get used to waking up every day and being worried or moody or worried. Open your eyes and be grateful for all the blessings you have, since you can see, touch, listen, taste, appreciate your ability to hear the song of the birds, to hear your favorite music, to hear the laughter of your children if you have them, to drink a glass of good red wine from time to time. Put your hands on your chest and feel your heart pounding and saying to you, boom, 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 boom. You are alive. You are alive. You are alive. I know that life is not perfect. Of course, that it's full of difficult situations. But maybe this is how it's supposed to be. Perhaps that is why you have been given all the tools you need to face it. A great strength that allows you to bear losses, the freedom to choose how to react to everything that happens, the love and support of your loved ones if you have them. On the material side, in a world of 7 billion inhabitants and a very large percentage of poverty, whatever the country or continent, if you have a roof that covers your head and a tap that gives you water to drink or for having a bath, you are already immensely rich. You know? Less is more, say the minimalist, a system that I have acquired many years ago in my own life. You must know once and for all that you are not perfect. Nobody is, only the stupid. And stupid, I say this with affection and not to offend anyone. Only the foolish seek perfection, which is another terrible, silent, mental disease. With all imperfection, however, millions of circumstances have come together for you to exist. It wasn't just your father and mom having relationships and deciding your existence. It's more than that. You were formed from a wonderful design in this universe, and you share with all humanity absolutely all its strengths and weaknesses. This is how it is written in your genes, in the genes of all human beings that have ever existed, and in all that will exist. You just have to remember, I'm not even talking about something new that is not in your DNA, in your genes. Wake up and remember, my friend, you are a co-creator with the God you believe, or with nature, or the universe as I call it. Your passions, your fears, your wounds, your weaknesses, your secrets, and your aggression, you share them with all your brothers. Because unlike what the ego repeats to us, we are all one. The concept of uniqueness is already demonstrated by means of frequency and vibration with quantum physics. Welcome then to the human race, my friend. Those supposed defects are part of your freedom, part of your humanity. Evolve or regress. That's the thing. And doing nothing is regressing. If all you do daily is appear to be who you are and nobody believes you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, or whatever takes you more than 3 hours in your day, including watching TV or Netflix or Amazon or Disney, you are very wrong, my friend. Very wrong. You are in laziness, in boredom, and in the sheer creation of future diseases by your inaction and contempt for your life and your development. It is very easy from laziness to become an empty person that only life passes by without taking the helm of the ship adrift, with the possibility that that ship has an accident at every moment, as the Titanic. If you ask yourself, who am I to tell you all this? I will answer that I am nobody, I am only Paul, Pablo. My friends call me Pam. I am simply a different version of who you are nowadays. I am another human being among billions, but one who has decided a while ago to be free and regain all the power of my life until my last second here in this planet, to become a better person every day, starting with myself. Because if you are not well, you cannot do good. As if you have no money, you cannot help anyone with money. That's not an egotist thought. I hope you decide to do it too. Life is that moment between being born and dying, said the Beatles, among other intelligent things that they left us as a legacy, whether you like their music or not. I leave you a reflection of one of my favorite mentors, Eckhart Tolle, that wise man who popularized the concept of the here and the now as a way of life to become a super person, a superman, or a supergirl. Thanks for your time, my friends, and good vibes. Namaste.